Hello everybody, my name is Kador. Welcome to another music collection video. I got a lot of stuff to show off this time in all different formats. Got a bunch of records, a bunch of tapes, and a few CDs as well. So yeah, just kind of gonna go through all of them. Again, I'll go through all the records and then all the tapes, all the CDs, that kind of thing, but I'll go like chronological order from when I got them otherwise. So yeah, let's just start things off with Simon & Garfunkel, the album Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme. I just realized I haven't actually opened this yet. Simon & Garfunkel, if you don't know somehow, are a sort of folk pop, folk rock kind of duo from the 60s mainly. And this is my favorite studio album from them, I think. I don't know, some of their songs are kind of hit or miss for me. Like, I really enjoy their more soft, melancholic, folky type of stuff. But some of their more upbeat, poppy, happy stuff I'm not as big of a fan of. And all their main records kind of have both of those, including this one. But I just enjoy the poppy tracks a lot more on this one than on some of their others. And yeah, there's just so many fantastic songs on here, like Scarborough Fair, Homeward Bound. The Dangling Conversation is a very underrated one, I think. And there's also some kind of like funny stuff too, like A Simple Desultory Philippic is sort of a parody, kind of jab at Bob Dylan, so that's really funny. But yeah, just kind of generic black vinyl. But yeah, so this is just, I'm just a huge fan of them. They have so many like really amazing, beautiful songs. Yeah, if you're a fan of like folk music at all, and you haven't heard these guys, please get on that. Next we have an album by Swans. This is Die Zu, or however you Germans pronounce that. This is, I guess, technically considered an EP, even though it's a double LP and it's like 53 minutes. But I guess it kind of is EP length in comparison to Soundtracks for the Blind, which is kind of what this is like a preview for. It's sort of weird. I guess it was released like right before Soundtracks, and it was meant for it to be sort of like a condensed version of that album, just like a few of the songs, slightly different versions of them, some of them sung in German, and yeah, it's just meant to be like a preview for the Germans, I guess, for that album. So it just has some of the best songs, or what they thought were the best songs. I tend to agree, from Soundtracks to the Blind. And just slightly different versions on here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's made of like cardboard. It's very like organic feeling. And yeah, it's just a double LP, not a gatefold or anything, but they're both in here. So yeah, pretty simple packaging, but yeah, it's really good. If you enjoy Swans, you'll definitely like this. So, and just yeah, Soundtracks for the Blind is just kind of a few of the songs off that. So yeah, very cool. Then we have a couple albums I got from Skeleton Dust Records in Ohio, my favorite record store. This is Meteor by Anti-Gamma, however you say that. Kind of a ridiculous album cover, I know, just a brain flying through space. But yeah, Anti-Gamma, they're one of my favorite grindcore bands, I would say. Very technical, very, like, it's clean, but I don't know, I think it's in a good way. I think it serves, it sounds very futuristic, which I think is what they're going for. And yeah, just very technical and sort of mathy at times. Just got a really cool sound to it. I should mention I haven't heard all these records. I mean, obviously I just opened the Simon & Garfunkel one. I've heard all of the albums in some way or the other, like through digital services and stuff, but I haven't actually heard like my physical copy of all of these, just because I haven't had time, and this is like the last chance I have to make this video before I go back to college. So yeah, but one of the main reasons I got this, I mean, it's a great album for one thing, but the record is really dang cool. If I can get it out. Whoa, can you see that? I don't know if the light's good enough, but it's like blue and black splotchy splattered kind of. So very neat. Yeah, so if you're a fan of maybe the more clean, technical, futuristic side of grindcore, definitely check these guys out. There's also this like lyric sheet that I haven't really even looked at yet, but yeah, um, it has this thing, Meteor. It's pretty cool. Yeah, just kind of lyrics on the other side, and this little head thing. So very nice. And then we have another grindcore record by Cloud Rat. This is called Moksha, and I really like the cover art for one thing. Let me take it out of its sleeve. But yeah, I really enjoy this album. It's grindcore, but it also has some other elements to it. It has some slower pace, more melodic tracks, and yeah, I mean it's sort of emotional in a way. That I guess there's some kind of like screamo elements too. It has a female vocalist, which is pretty cool for this kind of thing. And here's the back, and also it's kind of interesting. It's just on black vinyl, I believe, so nothing too crazy there. But like on the inside, it's well, it has this thing also. It has like a layer sheet, or is it a layer sheet? Yeah. And then this cool design on this side, and then also like on the inside, you can tell it's like been recycled from like I don't know what, but like yeah, there's just like weird pictures and stuff on the inside that I can't quite see, but obviously you get the general idea there. So yeah, this is a really cool album. It's sort of like, yeah, just like more emotional, progressive kind of grindcore, I guess, if that makes sense. So really good stuff there, Cloud Rat. Then we have an album by one of my favorite duos, Natural Snow Buildings. This is the Snowbringer Cult. And I guess technically the full version of this album is like a 3-way split. So it has like one of the members and then another member and then both of them together for the second half kind of. So it's like a 3 different parts. And I just got the Natural Snow Buildings side, I guess. So it's just the two of them together. Because yeah, otherwise there would just be a lot of records. And I'm not even a huge fan of the Isengrind side. So this is definitely my favorite part of that whole thing, that whole collection. So this is all I really need. And this is one of my favorite Natural Snow Buildings records for sure. It's just kind of got everything I want from this project. Just some droney stuff, just like psychedelic, ritualistic, folky drone, and some more, still not really normal, but just kind of psychedelic, like folk music here and there that make it really beautiful. And yeah, just really intense. And yeah, I mean, if you've heard these guys, you kind of know what they sound like. This is just kind of a perfect example of their sound, honestly. So yeah, it opens up into gatefold. You have this kind of design here, and just kind of the track list and all that there. I love whenever there's like a typo translation kind of thing from another language in the because they're French, in like the liner notes, like it says October to December 2007, like 2007. I don't know, I just think that's really cute and charming. But anyway, yeah, so it's just 2 records. There's some black vinyl, but yeah, if you haven't heard Natural Snow Buildings, I highly recommend it. If you like any kind of drone music or yeah, just like weird ritualistic folk stuff, they're really something special. Actually, a couple more things. I got Skeleton Dust here. I'll just show this one off real quick. This is Abolish Music Now. It is a little 7-inch type of thing, and it's a blue square one-sided flexi disc as well. So if you see this side, it can kind of come out, and it's just this thing. So yeah, it's just flexible and fun. So what this is here's the track list. A lot of things. This is like a various artist compilation. It's a bunch of noisecore basically. So you have some just some grindcore, noisecore, some just straight up noise projects all coming together here, contributing like 5 to 10 second tracks basically. And the whole running time is like maybe 5 minutes or so. And yeah, there's like I don't even know how many artists, but it's probably like 60 to 70 different artists here. And it's fun. I like it. I mean, it's just constant blasts and random sounds, and yeah, it's just really fun. It doesn't take itself very seriously, obviously. There's one track on here. I don't know who's who because it just goes by so quickly, but where the guy's just saying like, "This is not an adequate amount of time" or something like that. It's just really funny. So yeah, just fun noisecore blasting here. And then another record I got from Skeleton Dust is Peter J. Wood's Songs for Nothing. I admit I just got this because it's $5 and it's red vinyl. I've never heard this guy before that, but it turned out to be quite good actually. I don't know, some songs are better than others, but first of all, it just kind of comes down. It's just like this fold over thing. I don't know what you call these, but yeah, it's not like together really. And there's just this, it's very DIY. There's just like this paper, like it's just a straight up normal piece of paper that they printed on, that has the track list and liner notes and all that. And the other side, it has like stuff that you could get from the label at the time this came out, which was like 2011, I think. Yeah, 2011. The vinyl, as I said, is red. So there's that. And yeah, this is like, I guess power electronics is kind of the main genre. Also just noise. Each other side. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's some, power electronics vocals that come in, but otherwise it's just kind of pretty well composed noise. And yeah, I mean, like there's some tracks on the like towards the end of the first side that are really good. Really great examples of power electronics, I think. And then I don't know, there's some sort of not as great parts on the other side that don't grip me as much. But yeah, I mean, overall this is a pretty great album. If you're a fan of power electronics and noise and that sort of thing, so I should probably check out more of Peter J. Wood's stuff. Then I just got this at one of my local record stores recently, Sufjan Stevens with Illinois. This is a fantastic album. I've gotten really into Sufjan Stevens recently. I guess I've only heard like 3 of his albums, but I absolutely love all of them. That being Illinois, which is the first one I listened to, Carrie and Lowell, and Age of Odds. And I listen to Michigan also, so that's 4. And I absolutely love all of those albums. He does not make a bad album. It's amazing. He's just so great, and he does so many different things. He's just so like talented and multifaceted. Like Age of Odds is more of an electronic kind of album. And Carrie and Lowell is just incredibly sad, just very stripped down kind of, I guess, indie folk sort of album. But yeah, this, I guess this is more like chamber pop, chamber folk, uses a lot of different instrumentation, very complex arrangements, and just very like progressive. But yeah, it's just, the songwriting is fantastic. I love his voice and just the melodies, and his lyrics are also great. I mean, this is sort of a concept album about Illinois. He was going to do one for every state, but he only did like Illinois and Michigan. So it's all about like the history of Illinois and that sort of thing. Here's the other side. The track titles are kind of ridiculous. Like, here's one track title that I'll just list off for you. The Black Hawk War, or How to Demolish an Entire Civilization and Still Feel Good About Yourself in the Morning, or We Apologize for the Inconvenience, but You're Going to Have to Leave Now, or I Have Fought the Big Knives and Will Continue to Fight Them Until They're Off Our Lands. That is one track. So yeah, it definitely has a sense of humor, but this is a very beautiful record. I mean, songs like John Wayne Gacy Jr., that's just such an incredible song. Oh my god. Casimir Pulaski Day, Chicago. I just realized Chicago's listed as Go, Chicago, Go, yeah. It's just listed as Chicago elsewhere, so that's funny. This also has a bonus track that I didn't even know about, that's not on the digital versions, at the end, called The Avalanche, and that's pretty good. There's just so many fantastic songs in here, and yeah, Sufjan is just amazing. So, it's a double record. It has sort of a triple gatefold here. There's John Wayne Gacy Jr., and just kind of like these cute illustrations, Lincoln and all that. So kind of a historical concept album, but it is just really great. If you haven't listened to Sufjan Stevens, I recommend him to pretty much anybody. He's pretty accessible, but also just makes really interesting, well-made music. So yeah, fantastic stuff. And then the last record is Gorguts with Colored Sands. This thing is so incredible. This is my second favorite metal album ever, right after Jane Doe by Converge. And Yeah, I got this from Amoeba Records, and it didn't say that it was going to be colored vinyl actually when I got it, but then or when I on the like web store at Amoeba, I didn't actually go there physically, just like the order it online. But I thought it was just going to be like black vinyl, but then it came and it said it was white vinyl, limited to 350 copies, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, this is the kind of death metal that I like. I'm not a huge fan of just like straight up death metal generally, but when it's just like completely wonky, technical, just dense, complex, insane death metal like this, I just absolutely love it. It's super dissonant, but also very atmospheric, but also very like headbanging at times as well. And it's just so intense, and the production is just insane. So yeah, this is just an incredible record. Here's kind of lyrics and stuff, and then yeah, it's on white vinyl, which is very nice. So yeah, this is just such an amazing record. Just super complex. I think I heard that they have like 3 to 6 guitars playing at any given time that are just like layered on top of each other, which is crazy. It's so hard to get back in this thing, but so it just contributes to everything being super dense and just chaotic, but also very well composed, and complex, and it's just insane. It's an insane listen, and yeah, I can't get enough of it. So, and this and Obscura are both Gorguts' masterpieces in my opinion. Their other stuff is just kind of straightforward death metal that's not as amazing in my opinion. It's okay, but it's just does not live up to these albums. So, yeah, Gorguts, Colored Sands, definitely check that out. Alright, then I just got a couple CDs to show off real quick. This I just got for Christmas. It was just like a free like sampler compilation type thing from Merge Records. So it's just a few songs, well, like 21 songs from different bands that are on their label that they just wanted to kind of promote, and it's just like a free giveaway type of thing. It's pretty good, and they're all quality songs. They're kind of just like indie rock, garage rock, that sort of thing. So yeah, nothing much to say about that, but it's just a decent little compilation that I probably won't return to, but it's fine. And then I have this thing I got from Skeleton Dust. This is Kazuma Kubota with Disconnected. This is just a fantastic noise album. If you don't know Kazuma Kubota, he is basically that kind of complex, fractured, cut-up noise, but he also mixes in kind of these beautiful melodic ambient drones. So when there isn't just noise blaring, you have this sort of drone going on in the background that's really pretty. So it's a cool combination. And he also uses like field recordings and that sort of thing. And yeah, so there's a track list, and there's actually 3 more like untitled tracks after here that are like hidden, I guess. And I guess it says here actually that those hidden tracks are from the Distorted Aki no Simpomanichi 3-inch CDR. I don't know how to pronounce that. This guy's Japanese, obviously. So yeah, it's just a little cover booklet, and then inside you have Kazuma Kubota, the man himself, at work at his little pretty complex noise table set up here. So yeah, this is just one of the best noise artists in my opinion. It's really great stuff. Here's the CD, and behind it, it's, I guess, another photo of him kind of contrasted and all that. So yeah, great stuff here, and pretty hard to find online, so I'm glad I got the CD version so I can listen to that. And then let's move on to tapes. I'll show a couple kind of fancy tapes here first. I guess I already showed this one in another video. E. Cummings reads poetry. I actually just listened to this recently though, and yeah, I mean it's basically what it sounds like. It's just him reading poetry. His poetry is pretty hard to understand even if you like read it on a page. But even at least then you can actually like reread it to sort of get a general idea of what he's talking about. But with this, it's just like you hear it and then he just keeps going, so you don't really have a chance to like reread. So it's even harder to understand what he's talking about. But it's just a really nice combination of words, and it just like is really pleasant to listen to, I think. So yeah, it's just cool stuff. If you like his poetry, then this is a fun little thing. And yeah, as I said, there's like a tape in here and a little booklet that says the poems that he reads. So pretty cool. And then from that, basically all these then are from Skeleton Dust Records. All these tapes. So this one is this is Tariff. So this is a project of Jim Harris, also known as Deterge, runs the Fusty label. So this is packaged in like an IRS tax return form, which is pretty much the only reason I got it, I gotta admit. I just think it's amazing packaging, and it's really funny. So if you take it out, you have the logo there, that's the label. You have this like thing, I guess it's just making kind of some statement on like the IRS, and I mean, I guess it has like the track list here, but it's like white on white, so it's impossible to read. The trick is not to think of it as your money. Yeah, just kind of a funny little statement on taxes and I don't know, that sort of thing. So here's the tape. It's just a C10, so it's pretty short. It's kind of cool actually. It's like power noise, I guess, almost like industrial techno. It has some kind of power electronics vocals though at times. Yeah, so it's just these kind of like banging, noisy beats, which is pretty interesting. I didn't really expect that. So yeah, cool stuff here. Then we have the tape Bodies Bear Traces of Carnal Violence by The Rita. The Rita is definitely one of my favorite noise projects, definitely my favorite harsh noise wall project. Yeah, this is just kind of a classic from back in the day. It was only released on CD back in like 2004, I think. But then just in 2018, this label, Wasp Noise, reissued it, as well as some of his other things on tape. So I decided to pick it up, just so I can have a physical copy of this thing, because it is, yeah, it's basically like a masterpiece of wall noise. It's really great stuff. And when I say wall noise, it's not like the Volmir style where it's just like literally one distortion texture. There is a lot of progression and variation here. I mean, it's still just a singular wall of noise without any dynamics or anything, but you can hear things happening in the background occasionally, and you can hear the crackle kind of vary slightly. So it's on this cool yellow tape. You can hear like screaming and stuff like that as well sometimes, like horror movie samples, because that's sort of the vibe that he's trying to go with here. I mean, yeah, as you can see, pretty much that's what he's going for. And then kind of an uncomfortable image here. Yeah, so he's very inspired by sort of horror movies and, you know, exploitation films and that sort of thing for these releases around this time. But yeah, so it's just really, I mean, I just can't get enough of his distortion textures. They're just so crunchy and amazing. I love listening to them. Next is a tape by Tinnitus Stimulus. This is Third Degree / Rotator Cuff. I heard some of this guy's stuff before, and I just found it to be pretty good, well composed, sort of cut up ish type noise. So I just decided to kind of buy this because I couldn't find it anywhere online. It's a pretty cool cover. And yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed it. It's just kind of like well composed noise. There's some dynamics, some just, you know, harsh walls of distortion as well. Yeah, there's a lot of cool parts. There's one section where this like weird kind of melody comes in, but it's not like a conventional melody at all, and it sounds really cool with the noise. I think it's a really interesting approach to like integrating melody into noise. So I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I mean, there's not really much going on with this packaging. It's very simple. There's nothing on the J card or anything. So I don't even really know what label this is on. It doesn't really say. It says 22, but I forget. It doesn't actually say the label on here. So yeah. But anyway, Tinnitus Stimulus is a very good, you know, noise artist if you're looking for that kind of thing. Next, we have a tape from Developer. None of his albums are really titled. It's just titled by the catalog number of the label. So it's released on Imminent Frequencies, so it's just IF15. It's kind of a cool cover design there. Developer is just solid cut-up noise. If you like that style of noise, he pretty much delivers. This is some of his kind of earlier work, so it's a bit less like straight up cut-up. It's sort of intersperses like field recordings and that sort of thing as well. Not my favorite material from him, but it's definitely good. And yeah, just kind of that same design on the tape, and then this little poorly cut Imminent Frequencies kind of thing. And the J card just kind of has that sort of cool design on the inside. So yeah, just solid cut up noise if you like that sort of deal. And then after that, we have a tape by Breakdancing Ronald Reagan. This guy is kind of like the goofster of the noise scene, as far as I can tell. He does not take himself seriously at all. He makes really ridiculous albums with stupid track titles and all that. This one is called Neuroscience is Dumb. But thankfully, the audio content of this release is not stupid like a lot of it is. Because some of his albums are just dumb and unlistenable. But yeah, this one is just really solid noise. Kind of cut up, but I don't know. It's just like really well made noise. Just fantastic production, just distortion textures, and you know, it keeps it moving, keeps it interesting. The only real goofy thing that he throws into the actual audio here is a sample of that like Final Fantasy Victory theme, but that's just a quick little thing, and the rest of it is just really solid noise. It's just kind of this weird packaging, or this like kind of case that I hadn't really seen before. So you have to kind of like open it like this, sort of strange. But the cassette itself has these funny like stickers attached to it, always together, and it has like a heart and all these little things, just like, I don't know, like little girl kind of stickers. So that was really funny. And then yeah, nothing else with the J card really, but yeah. So I mean, I guess a lot of people hate this guy pretty understandably for his, you know, complete goofiness and not taking noise very seriously at all. I'm putting this in incorrectly. I don't understand this case. And that's understandable, but yeah, I think you should give this guy a listen for at least some of his projects, because he does make really good noise if you find the right material from him. Next are a couple tapes from the label Dead Gods, which is also, I think, a record store in Brooklyn. I really want to go there next time I'm around that area. And that's also named after the Rita album, Thousands of Dead Gods. And I already showed this one off in my, what's it called? Top 10 albums of 2018 video. I gave this like an honorable mention for an EP or whatever. So this is the album Highway Walker by Cost. Yeah, watch that video if you want to hear my full thoughts on it, but it's just really good, well composed, distortion textures, drone, dark ambient sort of thing. Really good stuff. And then this one is Affinities by Breaking the Will, which is, I think there's two people in there. One of them is the guy from Kjostad, however you pronounce that. But yeah, the cover's kind of funny. It says, distance to see a 6-foot man in darkness, and it shows like different, like full moon, half moon type of thing. So, yeah, this is just really solid harsh noise. You're always gonna get great noise when you get stuff from this label. I think you can't really go wrong with the Dead Gods. So, history is seldom about past violence alone, but violence in the present and future as well. So, yeah, it's just harsh noise. It's really straightforward, but it's well made and it's good. So if you like that sort of thing, check out Breaking the Will. It's very solid harsh noise. And yeah, just check out Dead Gods, the label in general. They release tons of great stuff. Next is I think it's the C20 called Hopeless Decline by Hostage Pageant. I pretty much just got this because I really like the cover art, and just like the art all over it is really cool. It's like these tentacles coming out of this guy. Yeah, I don't know, I just really enjoy that. But it's also just really good. It's not like cut up noise, just like well composed, dynamic, noise. Just really well made. And the tape has like sandpaper on it, which is pretty cool. So it's like this rough kind of thing. And yeah, just the art all over it is awesome. Like, look at this, it's so cool. It's just like tentacles coming out of a window. And you have all that as well. So I just really like the art. But yeah, Hostage Pageant is a really good noise artist as well. It was released on Phage Tapes. And yeah, just solid stuff. Another album that I talked about in my top 10 albums of 2018 video is this. This is Hanzo Hasashi with Fluid Loss. Again, full thoughts, you can see that, but I guess I'll show the tape off. I guess I didn't really show off the Cost tape, but there's nothing really interesting on the inside. So, Hanzo Hasashi. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe this album. It's like experimental, electronic, post-industrial, ambient sort of thing. You have to take the thing off because otherwise it like rips the paper because the paper is like slightly too big for the case, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, so here's the inside. It has this whole description of like kind of the concept behind the album, which is pretty interesting. I can't really summarize it, but yeah, here's just kind of the track list all over the place. So yeah, just really cool stuff. Again, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's very well made. And then finally, this is a tape by Diaphragmatic. This is the project of Nate Tandy, who's the brother of Luke Tandy, who owns Skeleton Dust Records. And I mainly got this because there's this cool glue design on the case. It's like 3-dimensional, if you can see that. It's just like glue squirted on it. And yeah, just kind of a cool design. Cancer research. This is released on Fusty tapes as well. And this cool like blue kind of translucent shell. So yeah, you have this kind of gross, uncomfortable collage on the inside there. If you can kind of see that. This album is called Escapism, I think. Unless it's like one of these other things. I think it's called Escapism. That's what it says there, but that could just be part of the collage. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so this is I like the A side a lot more than the B side. The A side is just kind of standard harsh noise. The B side has a lot of kind of annoying feedback, noodly stuff that I'm not a huge fan of. But yeah, generally speaking, it's a fine harsh noise release, and very cool packaging and just art and all that. So, and yeah, that is all the music that I have to show off today. So hope you enjoyed watching. Probably not gonna make another one of these for a few months, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, stick around for when I do. And that's all I have to say. Hope you have some cool recommendations out of this, and etc. See ya.